It is indeed a pleasure to have this privilege to play here for you. We intend to give you a very fine program, so just settle back, relax, and enjoy the moment.
What's up? Good morning. Happy Thursday. It feels like Friday to me. Yo, I'm up early. I'm so proud of me. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm so proud of y'all. I'm super proud of y'all. Thanks. I just want to say good morning in the chat on Twitch. I want to say thank you, Ride or Dies, right? Thank you, Ride or Dies. Look at all these little notifications. I'm going to hit the Facebook and just say, hey, D. Bartlett. I don't know what's up with these Facebook notifications. Like, it's funny how they work, but I'm with it. Yeah, last night was a lot, and that's like I've always just really, hey D, you up? Jessica, you up too? Gee, well, I live for nights like last night because thank you, Ride or Die. I live with because it just, this is what I always wanted to do, is just break down the morning after, especially if it's South Carolina politics, if it's anything dealing with the Low Country, and it's just. Yeah, there's a lot, right? Okay, so I'm in Facebook. Hey, Facebook, if you're in the Facebook chat, say good morning. I'm gonna do better with that. I know. Okay, so I got a thing with Carolyn Murray later today. So this is phase 1, right? This is phase 1. Phase 2, some contour, maybe blush, eyeshadow, lashes. Yeah, we're going to build the bitch up. But this is just the basics, so I don't have to later on today. And I got some interviews and all the other stuff. Good morning, Brandy. Hey, Brandy. Brandy, I want to say thank you for always being a supporter. If Andy checking in on Facebook, always supporting, doing your thing in Somerville. Hey, Laura. Hey, on Facebook. I appreciate y'all. But let's get into it because, like, and yes, let's get into it. Jesus, thank you, Kia. Y'all be working wonders for my self-esteem. Yo, let your divorced uncles know what's up. Send them over here. Let your divorced brothers-in-laws, former brothers-in-laws know. All right, so it's a lot. Let me see. Hold up. I'm trying to get my screens together. All right. Let me get back to. Here we go. We're gonna switch over. Good morning. Love you too, Brandy. All right, so this Charleston weather, we're going to build this out because it's honestly, like, I came up with an idea, but it was really tough. It's so much news. When it last night, Kia and a lot of people in the chat really talked about a lot of things. The Giuliani news, not gonna be able to unpack that shit. Just letting y'all know. The Giuliani news, the Ahmaud Arbery indictments that came down, the refusal from the judge to release the Andrew Brown body cam footage, right? There's so much to get to. Joe Cunningham doing Joe-like stuff at a brewery, right? We definitely gonna get to some of that. And of course, last night, and because I did cover last night, I'm going to try to balance it out with the other things that's important. But we have to revisit last night for those who didn't stay up and watch with us. And also, I had some thoughts. I let things percolate. I listened to a couple of interesting, I watched some of the NBC shows last night. James Carville can go to hell. I'm just so tired of that dude. They keep just taking him out of mothballs and trotting him out and giving us all 90s analysis and 90s political nostalgia. I'm not here for it. Like, James Carville and all them, that fear mongering from centrist Democrats has got to stop. Like last night, if you watch with me, and I know we're going to get to the weather and everything. Last night, if you watch with me, I told you to look and listen for the progressive fingerprints on some of the policies. And that's what you're hearing a reaction to this morning. If you did turn on like a Morning Joe or a CNN, you're hearing a lot of like the centrist or even moderate Republicans, if that's a thing, talk about how ambitious the bills are, how ambitious some of this legislation that's proposed, it's being proposed is, and it's ambitious because they're progressive tenants in there. It's not what I want. It ain't a wish list for me, right? But it is progressive, and when we and that's why you seeing the James Carville and those come out here and talk about wokeness and shit, talking directly, pulling the page directly from right wing talking points, and that shit is corny. Good morning, Michelle Mapp. I'm gonna try not to curse because Michelle Mapp is watching. All right, so okay. So today's weather, start off with weather as we always do. 65 degrees. Shout out to Charleston Weather. Please support the homie Jared Smith. Let's go down to our forecast. Another stunner, y'all. Is it another stunner? Turning warmer. Partly cloudy today, bordering on hot. All right. So high 85. So say word. I'm going to embrace that. All right. So now we're going to go to our headlines. We're going to open up the Post and Courier. Oh, and we're going to do a roundup because our local news has made national news with Tim Scott giving the GOP response last night. We're going to do a roundup. Shout out Jessica for hooking me up with a Washington Post subscription. I appreciate you. So we're going to do a front page roundup real quick. Cause can y'all guess? Can y'all guess what's on the front page of the Post and Courier? Can you guess what's in the middle of the Post and Courier? Can y'all guess? I'm gonna watch the chat on Twitch to see if y'all can guess. So these are the digital morning edition highlights. It's time to start getting back to normal. All right. So this is McMaster. McMaster, unreasonable COVID restrictions. See, that's ridiculous. Again, I told you yesterday, we see this with the alt-right that has wreaked havoc on our local politics, our local civic square, so to speak, with KKK, Corey Whittington Allen, and other people who participated in insurrection. So you have Tyler Bear Spray Bessinger and Corey breaking and entering Allen. Those two, and now we see also McMaster. See the consistency with characterizing COVID restrictions as unreasonable. Now you're doing this as the CDC already lifted how many restrictions? The CDC, we're already on the downswing, and if you want to just take it from the CDC and bring it back local, we've seen the data from MUSC also suggests, and the data from DHEC suggests that we're on somewhat of a downswing in certain areas, right? And so characterizing COVID restrictions as unreasonable and all this other bullshit, that's just right wing talking points that they're all doing this across the board, across the country. So I think this is actually irresponsible for McMaster to characterize any remaining COVID restrictions as unreasonable, especially if you live in rural pockets where access to the vaccine or there's not enough information for people to get that education on why they should get a vaccine, especially when in a state like South Carolina that struggles with providing health care coverage for its constituents, for its residents. I would be the governor that errs on the side of caution and just like let up off the gas for a little bit. All right. Yeah. Bear Spray Messenger. Welcome to Mika's nickname camp. For those who don't know, everybody got a nickname. All right. All right. So other morning highlights. This is how they frame it. We'll see how the Post and Courier frames this. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott says America's not a racist country. Right. That's pretty much the biggest line from his thing, from cotton to Congress. Blah. Right. Okay. The next highlight, SC House passes bill to reduce drug sentences over Attorney General's objections. Ooh. Okay. That's like foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing. I'm feeling a little medical marijuana from the right. A lot of some people on the right in South Carolina pushing for medical marijuana to become legal. I'm seeing some things in a GOP held state. I'm seeing some things. This is foreshadowing. I don't know what it means per se. The next digital highlight or morning highlight from the digital edition of the Post and Courier: Charleston County School give out 200 COVID-19 vaccines to students in 2 days. Say word. All right, let's hop over to the e-edition. And I asked you earlier, what's the front page? Y'all said the International Museum, animals are fishing. I think ding ding, we got a winner. If you gotta always, it's like The Price is Right. You know how like when they do the try to get on the stage and they say $1. When it comes to guessing what the Post and Courier is going to put on the front page, fish and wildlife is your $1. Like Let me reduce the size real quick. Fish and Wildlife is gonna be your $1. This is like they just and you just know. Okay, so but above the fold, you have a business headline above the masthead here, and then here you have officials use gas agency to help themselves. Again, if this is this is Tony. Check out. I gotta hand it to him. The Uncovered. I gotta hand it to him. All right, use your library card. Please be using your library card to access the Post and Courier. But here we go. Front page, smack dab. When things get wild, what to do as warm weather brings out gators, coyotes, bears, and snakes. Wow. Okay, over here to the right, we have Bill sets minimum marriage age at 18. Huh? What was it before? We had some child bride situation go. Oh, wait. 2 years after lawmakers set 16 as the minimum age. So no one under 18 could legally marry in South Carolina under legislation advancing in the Senate 2 years ago after. What? There's no reason in today's society for 16 and 17-year-olds to get married. Yeah. All right, let's keep scrolling. Boom, this is your front page. At least they put political news on the front page. At least this is not, sweetgrass baskets or something. I don't know. All right, Biden addresses the nation. America is rising anew. And then you have Tim Scott over here. Scott touts GOP solutions in formal speech rebuttal. I don't know if that's what he was doing. But I'll take it. This is crazy. Pregnancy. Okay, there was a pregnancy exception for 2018 too. Thank you, court. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to speed through this. What time is it? I'm doing good. So like I said, I want to do a news roundup. So now I want to open up the again, this is not, apples to apples, right? It's not apples to apples in terms of like how the national newspapers like Washington Post, like New York Times, frames news. But we'll start with the Charlotte Observer since I have that subscription as well. Let's just look at the front page. See how y'all see all my business. Don't laugh because I got a Yahoo account, but I got that triple factor like authentication. You're not gonna hack into that. All right. So yeah, this is the front page of today's Charlotte Observer. Is this this today's paper? Where the date at? Oh, right here. Okay. Charlotte Observer, NC judge to release body cam footage. Oh, declines. Yeah. Okay. So they did put the Andrew Brown case at the top. Oh, they kind of weak sauce too, huh? I know they didn't have a center giving an address, but okay, not impressed. Let's go to Washington Post. I don't think I ever pull up Washington Post. I don't think I pull up their front page often. Let's just see how they frame the news. All right. I'm still there, y'all. Make sure y'all keep me honest. Those who have my number, text me if I lose internet connectivity again. That was weird. Okay, so this is, let's see if the e-paper is up here. I don't know where, I got to look for their e-edition, their front page. Okay, so Biden offers sweeping agenda, touts democracy in speech to Congress. Okay, calls for higher taxes to help fund expansion of government services. I'm going to get into that in a second. Like calls for higher taxes, that framing. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Biden seeking to reverse Reagan era. Now that was powerful last night. I didn't emphasize that last night. Where we all kind of glommed on to the whole trickle down economics don't work. That's the influence of the black political power. That's the influence of the black vote right there. Listening to black constituents. What's up, Rajon? Good morning. Rajon on Facebook, you said the fact that the response got the same amount of space as the state of right. It is bananas. It's bananas. Yep. Hey, Miss Rouse. All right. So yeah, so this is it. And let me see how they frame Tim Scott's address. I actually didn't see glowing reviews. Y'all tell me. I don't have the Atlanta subscription anymore, Kia, for the Journal-Constitution. Y'all tell me what y'all heard about Tim Scott. I scoured Twitter. I went to the right. Even the right was really like, it wasn't sensational. And like I made the argument last night, Tim Scott, this was your most important speech of your career, especially if you want to position yourself as a front runner for 2024. To me, there was a lot of things missing as just someone looking at him as a brand, as a potential candidate, right? I certain things I wasn't feeling it, right? So in GOP rebuttal, Scott accuses Biden of failing to live up to promises of unity. This is a really tough branch for him to go ahead and venture out on when your party, the supporters of your former president, led an insurrection and led an attack on our democracy. It's a really tough limb for you guys to try to get a monopoly on unity when we quite literally saw supporters of your president lay siege to our government and our institutions, right? So it's really, to me, Tim Scott, I would have went another direction. He could keep talking about the dividing and wokeness and woke culture and all that other stuff. He could talk about that. I thought it was real petty for him to bring up the fact that he gets called names. He has some kind of thin skin with whenever the right calls him out on his lack of black solidarity. And I do think black solidarity is a thing. I think it is a thing, and I think it's okay. Do I expect black people to be tribal? Do I need you to be tribal? Absolutely not. But I think there's so many ways where Tim Scott has gone out his way to undermine Black America and to undermine things that we need to help build equity, to help build sustainability, so on and so forth. He's gone out his way, and he's also if you're going to embrace Tim, this is the hard facts of it, and you can try to reclaim the narrative because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I expect. But Tim Scott, if you're going to allow yourself to be tokenized by this party, if you're going to allow yourself to be groomed, right, and be courted by some of the biggest donors that are leading the way in terms of privatizing schools and a host of other things that have an adverse effect on brown and black people, right, and marginalized communities in general. If you're going to allow yourself to be weaponized, your identity be weaponized against us, then you're going to have to get a thicker fucking layer of skin and stop with the petty grievances. And I think it was a wrong place for him to bring up, I get called names. Everybody get called names. Hello? Did you see the president before Trump? Did you see 44? What he went through? Do you see what his wife went through? Okay? Toughen up. All right, toughen up. Where's that tough resolve? And I think there were moments. The thing is, like, when you coming out of Trump, right? And with the GOP trying to make a play for at least we know that the House, right, in 2022, but that long game for 2024. Granted, they're not trying to have another Trump figure, but your party now has whetted the appetite for your folks for toughness. Like it or not, for better or for worse, Trump has set the tone in terms of what leadership should look like. And I don't think he conveyed strength. I think he can. And that's why I think I was trying to pinpoint last night. I'm not mad that he's religious. I think the religious is I think it's a faux religiosity, right? Because he's also trying to walk the line where he's not a threatening black man, right? So that's why I think he overemphasizes religion to make sure that he doesn't come off as a threat. And so in that, though, I think he weakens his image as a strong leader. Y'all let me know. Hey, Trudy, good morning. Y'all let me know if I'm off. Let me look at the Twitch comment section. The church versus state comments keep flowing because of the religious tone weaved throughout. Absolutely. Thank you, Whiskey Neat. Kia says, my mother was very hurt by his speech as a civil rights fighter. Absolutely. Absolutely. My mom probably was right there with your mom, Kia. Yeah. I don't understand how he can lie about America not being a racist country. Absolutely. And I think that was one of the things that everybody squawked up about last night in terms of the commentary. Like, how you got Biden going harder on race and equity? How you got Biden going harder? A kid from Scranton going harder, right? All right, let's hit up the New York Times real quick and see what's up with it. I know how to get to their front page quicker. The religiousness is performative. It's that hyper religiosity, like, and you know it, especially if you've been raised in the church. You know it. You know a snake oil salesman And like again, he's trying to walk this line. Like, look, I'm one of the good ones. He's a political black version of Pick Me, which is in essence a token. And that's what it is. Like, and you've allowed yourself to be a token that allows his race to be weaponized against other black people, right? And especially when he keeps talking about poverty and criminal justice, the underlying message in both his points on poverty and his points on like how I was raised by my grandparents and they couldn't read and I made it through and I made it out. And then the other thing about the cop stopped me too. He's saying like you can still all that stuff happened to me, but that's no excuse. No. Those are excuses, reasons, justifications. That's anecdotal evidence. That's real evidence. We know that criminal justice. Hello. How many times have I tell you about the perfecting of modern day criminal justice, modern day policing came from the Carolina colonies, literally. So Tim Scott, you have a responsibility to be honest, to be intellectually honest about criminal justice and what reform is, what harm reduction looks like, and stop touting out that, hey, I get stopped too. That's not a good thing. And just because you survived it doesn't mean that there's no bigger problems, right? That's what I'm trying. That's the argument. So I just think he has a responsibility to not. I think there's a way. You see how Trump resisted norms within the GOP, right? You see how he broke every rule. And I'm not saying Tim needs to be a bull in the China shop like that, but I think Tim, you can push your party. You can push your party and still carry the water and still attack the policy and still attack the progressivism, right? Still attack wokeness. You can do that without sacrificing without you can keep it thugging, as I say. You can keep it thugging without compromising your integrity. Period. Shout out. Hey, Tisha, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, let me look at the Twitch chat real quick. Yeah. Yeah, he is a hack for sure. Ultimately though, I think he didn't do too great. I don't think he didn't knock it out the park. I don't know if he even got like a base hit. Yeah, he got a base hit. I'll give him that. He ain't get no, he got a base hit. He on base. And I'm just saying, let's keep it real. They're trying to push the black male conservative. They're trying to push what's considered marginalized communities like a Caitlyn Jenner. They're trying to push those folks to the front so they can say, oh, we're the party of inclusivity. We're the party of we're just as spirited. Like you see that, like that lane they're carving out to having eloquent people of color, people from marginalized communities come forward. And what we're seeing though is still people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and DeSantis. Now DeSantis is eating Tim Scott's lunch on criminal justice, right? And so I think DeSantis is the one you really need to watch. What the hell? Really need to watch when it comes to front runner status. Yeah, here we go. Today's paper. Real quick, and then we're gonna transition to we're gonna remember, y'all, we in this car, right? Good morning. Hey y'all. Thank you for the subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Look at y'all gifting subs. D. Forced and performative. Yup. Hit by pitch. Yo. See it? Yes. He definitely got on the base because he got hit by a pitch. Shout out Bryce Harper. Hope he's okay last night. Bryce Harper got hit in the face, y'all, with like a 96 mile per hour fastball. Crazy. All right. So front page. Let me get down to this page. They make it so hard. I just want to see the front page, y'all. I just want to see the front page. Like, make it so hard. Okay. And give me the oh, here we go. Gee, Willikers. All right. View PDF. This is the front page of the this is the national edition. So this is the front page of the Post and Courier. They wish. This is the front page of the New York Times. And the New York Times, we got to hold all press accountable, all of it, right? Even Roland Martin. Biden makes case to vastly expand government role. You damn right. 1.8 trillion aid. You know what I heard this morning? I don't know if it was on the Daily or another podcast, or it might have been even I had Morning Joe on in the background because whatever. But he's Biden is making sure that you don't see him as a transitional president, which is what I thought he would be. Steady hand on the wheel. Yeah, progressives. Yeah, Julian Castro. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, Bernie. We see you, but nah, we gonna get what we know. On a hand on the wheel to steady this ship and write this course, and then I'm gonna step out of the way and let Kamala, or whomever run, right? That's what I thought was going down, right? But he's making sure that he reclaims the narrative so that that he's a transformational president, not a transitional president, not transitioning from utter chaos, to calm, whatever. All right, so this is the front page. Biden makes case vastly expand government role. We know that the what's proposed is very ambitious. Betting a country tested by crisis is ready to invest in itself. The other thing that he pointed out a lot. The other thing, Cuomo's on the front page. Okay. Cuomo's aides hit. Cuomo. Yeah, we ain't forget. But I ain't in New York, so we ain't gonna do that right now. All right. But what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Ambitious. Yeah. So ambitious, yes. But one thing he kept reiterating last night: jobs. Right. So just making sure that you reiterate that jobs, and also, hey, we're going to tax the rich. One thing Biden needs to do, and I'm going to try to find it when we switch to more videos. One thing Biden needs to do, he needs to have talkers out there. He needs to have hype men out there, like what Lindsey Graham is doing in coordination with Mitch McConnell, with Cruz, even to some degree, with DeSantis, what that party's doing in terms of getting out there and getting in front of every Fox camera and getting in front of every whatever camera they can, making any headline, doing all the Sunday shows, Chris Wallace, whatever. What they're doing is they are on point. They have message discipline. They've checked the ones that, for the most part, they've checked the Marjorie Taylor Greens. She's still doing her thing, raising a butt ton of money, but they are, for the most part, the mainstream GOP party members are towing the line. Biden needs that same energy, and we don't have that. Like honestly, somebody should be out there, really out there, obnoxious with tax the ultra wealthy. Like that should be the line. Not like, because they're going to try to figure out how to say, he's taxing people, and will the taxes really make up for like the deficit? Will it really cover the things that he's proposing? Will taxing the rich? Yeah, it will. If you tax the ultra wealthy that hoards most of our country's wealth, most of the world's wealth, if he is successful in executing, cracking down on like IRS cheats and tax havens and your shit being over there in the Cayman Islands, if he executes that, you damn right it'll pay for it. And you need somebody out there talking brazy like that, like out there like, nah, we're going to tax the ultra wealthy, and keep saying ultra wealthy. It ain't Joe Blow. It ain't my mama. It ain't your mama, right? It ain't, your Uncle Joe. It ain't none of them, right? It ain't your Aunt Dolores. It's going to be the ultra wealthy, unless you got an ultra wealthy Aunt Dolores. All right. Giuliani, like I said, they kicked in the door waving the 4-4s, right? Giuliani phone seized and raised by investigators. Senate revives methane. Okay, we're not going to get into that. Methane rules that Trump reversed. Again, this is going to feed into that whole beef shit, right? Is that what this is? Or no, methane. What do cows produce? Keep me honest. Do cows produce methane? Damn, I failed earth science. All right. Y'all tell me what cows produce. All right, let me look at the chat. Jessica, you said the government is we the people. Didn't hit my ear right. I know, right? The Satan. Kia, you getting just as good at nicknames as me. If you, even if your Aunt Dolores is, she'll be okay, right? Even with that tax hit. Yeah, I saw Andrew Giuliani. We're gonna cue. Let's switch up. Let's get to some. So I'm gonna close out. We did Charlotte News and Observer. We did the Washington Post framing, and we did. You know what? Hold up. Hold up. I already had it pulled up on my PC over here. Jesus. I'm gonna be like Roland Martin one day. It's like, do we have it? Can you pull up? Can you pull up the thing I want to see? All right, let's see if I can get this whole window. No. Oh yeah. Let me see. Okay. All right. So we're gonna hop in here. So this ain't exactly, we're not getting into Andrew Giuliani per se. But we're gonna get into some things. Again, careening back and forth. All right, so now we swerve back into North Carolina. You know, if it's the bro beat, you know Thomas Novelli is on it, right? Young, ambitious writer with the Post and Courier, getting flued out to DC to cover people like Nancy Mace and write, softball pieces for her. Getting flued out, feeling special, right? All right, so he's military and politics reporter. You see that, y'all? Military and politics reporter Thomas Novelli. So yesterday, this is what I asked y'all before, because one of the right-wing papers here in this area said that Tyler and those who are leading Joe Cunningham's campaign, they were timing things wrong, like having his announcement come out the night of the Oscars. Ain't nobody watched the Oscars. Calm down, right? So I'm like, nah, not really. But then, what do y'all think about him timing this rollout the night of the address? Because to me, I would be wanting to go into Friday and maybe the weekend with a little bump in momentum. And unless you were a part of some of the festivities, I don't know. To me, I think that this timing was awkward. If he did this last night, right? So yeah, Thomas Novelli's had to say, howdy y'all, I'm here at Tradesman. You know, if it's about beer and the bro beat, you know Thomas Novelli's on it, right? So yeah, he's there. He was live tweeting Joe Cunningham's kickoff. Let me go to my page real quick, because I think I had some thoughts. Let me see. So fucking big. It's so hard to navigate. Yeah. Okay. So I shout out. I retweeted this morning, I think. Shout out Paul Bowers, right? Noticing that, like, Nikki Haley, and this is August of 2020, August 24th, 2020. America's not a racist country. Again, making sure that there are people of color come out and say this bullshit, right? All right. America's not a racist country. Lindsey Graham's is on. Shout out to Paul for pulling the clips, the receipts. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country, right? That's interesting, right? We hear you. We hear you quite clearly, right? All right. Let me make this smaller so I can navigate better, real quick, and then I'll blow it back up. All right. So head to my profile, and what did I retweet? Okay, yeah. So yeah, Thomas Novelli, he live tweeted. Let me bring it back up. He live tweeted the kickoff, and yeah, he said there's a lot of folks here, and I'm gonna blow up the picture for y'all. A lot of Buckra. Yeah. That GOP messaging. They got message discipline, Kia. Yeah. I don't know about the Academy Awards stuff. I'm totally not clued in. All I know is old boy won for playing Fred Hammond. That's Fred Hampton. All right, so yeah, this is the kickoff, right? Get all the minorities in the party to take that line up. They don't mind being tokenized because the token, like, allowing and acquiescing to that request, to that requirement, means more exposure, more proximity to power, being gifted a lot of opportunities. But yeah, y'all, I know what y'all gonna say. Like, I know what some people gonna say, well, it is what it is. No, you gotta work on diversity. And this is what I'm talking about. So the Captain Saver Joes, who always get up in arms whenever I say anything about Joe Cunningham, push your candidate to be better. Start figuring out who's his African American outreach, who that is. Because I think I can see 3 people. Let me use my cursor. So I think this person's a person of color. Here, I see person here. I think a person here. Y'all, if I can count them, that's a problem. Because I can't count on these white folks. Right? So, yeah, y'all gotta fix that. Y'all, instead of coming at me, take some of the criticism. Like, I hate when Tamika does it, but she's right. All right, so let's get back to Thomas's thread real quick, because there was a little nugget of surprise in here. So, we got somebody making an appearance. Got Kylan there. All right, Kylan Middleton leads the crowd in chance of Joe can win. That's interesting. That's the tagline. Joe can win. Okay. This part, y'all. Look at this, y'all. This fool. This dude came out to Jay-Z's public announcement. Like I tell you, like I think Joe Cunningham's when it comes to doing better with race, I think his doing better with race is going to be a lot of signaling and not substance. I think it's going to be a lot of representation in terms of staff picks and hires. That's why if Justin Bamberg and Mia McLeod, if they about to do it, they need to hurry the hell up. They need to hurry up. Somebody need to say what they doing, because he gonna cherry pick. He gonna get all of the black, whomever. And I know conversations are being had behind the scenes, and people probably are waiting for those names, the Mia McLeods and all that other stuff, the exploratory committees, whether they're official or informal. I know all those decisions are being made, right? Ray Jean, I'm about to read your comments on Facebook in a second. We're going to see black faces. We might not see black policy. We might not see brown policy. We're going to see brown faces and black faces. And that's why I want y'all, especially the Captain Saber Joes, to please stay at my mentions and tell him to start crafting policy that reflects this country, this state. We are in the black belt. You saw what happened with Joe Biden's campaign. You saw the power of the black vote. And while we're not in the majority in terms of number, in terms of population size, we have significant political power within the Democratic Party. And it's time for you to stop taking this for granted. I don't want to hear you play Jay-Z or DJ Khaled and T-Pain, win, no matter. I don't want to hear all the hip hop shit, right? I need the policy to reflect some interest, right? So anyway, that was just interesting, right? My computer's dying. Whose computer's dying? Okay, hold up. Okay. Am I good? Oh, okay. Don't skip D. You my tech support. All right, so this is more from the thread from Thomas Novelli. God, do I even want to read it? Carrying off. Let me just make this bigger because I don't know if we're gonna do many more videos here. All right, carrying off. Oh, he missed Twitter. Many of the themes from his announcement video. Oh, okay. Joe Cunningham continues to take a lot of swings at McMaster. That's an easy target, so he's not going to alienate too much of that GOP vote that he's going to try to get, right? All right. It's a good thing the governor's not a coach in the SEC, Cunningham said, because he'd be out of a job a long time ago. Who wrote that? Tyler? All right, Cunningham lays out some education policies and proposals. Okay, so he is going to go in on education. Okay, give South Carolina teachers a raise. That's already happening. Oh, give him another raise. In-state public college should be free for students with a B at. Oh, wow. That's corny. That's weak sauce. Funding for public HBCUs. Interesting. Remember, Nikki Haley's hovering around HBCUs. You got to give it to Trump. The Trump administration did more for HBCUs than a couple other administrations. It's interesting how this is the HBCU thing is a thing now. Okay. Also talks about widening I-26. Damn. From North Charleston to North Carolina. Damn. Oh, he's trying to get in on that infrastructure shit. So, okay. Cunningham also mentions wanting to make Election Day a state holiday in South Carolina. I'm with that. I'll click on that. Cunningham ends his speech cracking up. Oh boy. This dude pulled out an IPA. A low calorie. Oh. Yeah. Yo. Oh, a low calorie IPA. Low voltage, low calorie. You gotta keep, you know what? People like me, you gotta keep the waist trim because I'm not fat phobic or nothing like that. But that's part of his appeal, y'all. Y'all like the way the dude look. The Captain Saver Joes love the way he look. All right, Ray John, what'd you say? Let me see. Roland has nothing on me and her. Roland just yell at his people too much. He yell at his team, Roland Martin. He yell at his team too much, and he yelled at that black woman yesterday. I ain't like that. Awful chant. Sorry, it is Rajon. No disrespect, Kylon, but Joe can win. That ain't setting me on fire. IPA is the kind of beer. It's just weak. It's just weak. IPA. See, Kia says, "Oh Lord, you know he's dying to break out a CBD infused IPA." Absolutely, Jesus. I guess that's better than PBR, right? Y'all keep me honest on that part. I don't know. Okay, just the brewery stuff gotta go. Like, dude, I don't know. I guess you're trying to get that blue collar like appeal. I don't know. All right, let's go. Let me see what I had. See if I had another clip. I ain't played no videos this morning. Sometimes I feel like I gotta play videos so y'all like keep your interest and whatnot. So I'm trying to see. No. Let's hop over to YouTube real quick. Oh, I did have some things. Let me see. Make sure it's in the right account. Yeah. Okay. And so I played a couple of videos this morning. Yeah, here we go. So I can cue it up in my history. All right. So that just, there was no real like contextualization of like or commentary here. So let me go back home. Let's see what WLTX. Let's see what their coverage looks like. And then we're going to go hop over to WCBD. Shout out Carolyn Murray. See you later today. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and the draft is kicking off. So that's Trevor Lawrence. That's why he on the front page above the fold of like the papers, the draft. Okay, we're gonna get to him and McMaster talking about the mask mandates and all that other stuff. But let's look at this recap here.
Well, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott giving the GOP response just moments ago. He says President Biden promised to unite the country, but he says that hasn't happened.
We just heard President Biden's first address to Congress. Our president seems like a good man. His speech was full of good words, but President Biden promised you a specific kind of leadership. He promised to unite a nation, to lower the temperature, to govern for all Americans.
He did.
No matter how we voted.
He did.
This was the pitch. You just heard it again. But our nation is starving.
Hit by pitch. I love that. Shout out CHS Bryant.
For more than empty platitudes. We need policies and progress that brings us closer together. But 3 months in, the actions of the president and his party are pulling us further and further apart. This should be a joyful springtime for our nation. This administration inherited a tide that had already turned. The coronavirus is on the run. Thanks to Operation Warp Speed and the Trump administration, our country is flooded with safe and effective vaccines. Thanks to our bipartisan work last year, job openings are rebounding. So why do we feel so divided?
That's so weird. That pause, there were a number of pauses that made no sense. And again, like, I don't want Tim Scott to not be authentic and be true to himself. Just as speaking as an operative who's just looking at him again as a brand, as, you know, whatever, as a political brand. I don't want him to get up there and start acting like Macho Man Randy Savage or something like that, right? But I expect him to have a little bit more oomph. I expect him to have a little bit more swagger. Maybe that's the word, swagger. Maybe one hand in the pocket. Maybe he's leaning, and I'm looking at him. He leaned a lot to the side. Like, I'm gonna lean this way so y'all can see. Like, he's leaning that way a lot. Like, I'm reading posture. I'm reading body language, and I'm just not getting it. And it's not giving what it's supposed to give. It's not.
Anxious.
So basically, to me, he running for a cabinet secretary position, a cabinet position. Like, that's what you're running for. This is not presidential. This is cabinet worthy. So what you want to run? Education, like Betsy DeVos, like your buddy, one of your biggest donors? I'm getting mad cabinet. What kind of wood is this? Maple? I'm getting cabinet. Maple cabinets.
A nation with so much cause for
labor, transportation secretary. Where he fit in the cabinet?
Hope should not feel so heavy laden.
Yeah.
A president who promised to bring us together should not be pushing agendas that tear us apart.
Okay. I don't know what part of Joe is tearing anybody apart. Like, seriously, not at all. All right, let's careen the car back. Let's get back. Let's careen to the other way right here.
Well, tonight, the governor is speaking out against requiring face masks inside South Carolina public schools.
Okay, so again, remember, message discipline. The right is very disciplined with this, right? He is a bought robot. I see you, Ms. Capers, on Facebook. Feels like it. Look. Message discipline. They hitting this out the park. So we saw Corey, KKK Corey, Mr. Breaking and Entering himself. We see him, Tyler Bear Spray Bessinger, all come to Charleston County school district's building, right, and protest this mask mandate. It's really weird because, again, we've seen the CDC relax restrictions regarding COVID, and and also, again, the data from this state is showing a downswing in terms of infections and whatnot, right? So we're seeing things trend down. For them to be ramping up this, it's just like that, like, hold me back, let me at him, hold me back. Like, if I did let you go, you like, it's just posturing. Again, kabuki theater, a lot of histrionics. It's just a signal to the base that we're still fighting, because this is it. There really is no fight. There is nothing. There's no scary black man in office, right? Right? You picked up major South Carolina Senate seats in the last election. The GOP has a firm hold on our state in terms of power. We're in a good place in terms of the budget surplus, because you know what we do. We don't pay for education. We don't invest in education. We don't invest in healthcare, but we invest in manufacturing and all that other stuff. So we got this surplus, right? But either way, however we got there, we got it. There is no boogeyman, right? The past few COVID packages, even the ones that came out under the Trump administration, has started to lay the groundwork for the folks crawling out of the economic downturn. They've got to create a boogeyman that doesn't exist. And so now we have our governor and down to the low-life thugs that participate in your insurrection showing up in your school, showing up in these mom groups on Facebook, KKK, Corey, and all them. You've got these insurrectionists out here actually trying to wage a war. What war? Y'all had y'all boat parades. Y'all had y'all MAGA boat parties. My neighbor over here in this apartment complex, you had your machine gun with Trump giving the middle finger on a t-shirt on a mannequin outside. You did all of that. You had Trump 2020 flag. You had all of that. Like the pep rally, the 4-year pep rally of hate and white supremacy and white nationalism and terror. You had it. And so now you lost the biggest seat, and you're trying to claw back, like, but there is no boogeyman. So like they have to keep with this, these masks and whatnot. Come on.
For students, McMaster says that decision should be left up to the parents.
I think, again, it is a height of ridiculosity for a school district to make that decision for the parents, particularly since we've known, even when the virus was rampant, that the schools...
Ridiculosity. Why not? Cameraman, get it together.
To the parents.
I think, again, it is a height of ridiculosity for a school district to make that decision for the parents, particularly since we've known, even when the virus was rampant, that the schools, the classrooms were the safest places of all. So now that the teachers have all had an opportunity, and the staff, to get vaccinated, now that we have so many people that have developed immunity, I think it is ridiculous.
And who's developed immunity? We ain't heard immunity yet. I don't want to get my science and my health care. I don't want to get that from you.
For a school district to be requiring children to wear the masks.
We know you don't care about schools. We know. I graduated from Charleston County Public Schools. I know y'all don't give a fuck about education. You don't give a fuck about teachers either, right? You don't care. We know. You don't have to keep beating that drum. We know you don't care about students and their welfare and their well-being or health care.
Unless the parents of those children want them to wear a mask. It's the parents' choice. It is no longer the school district's choice.
Governor also saying today that he believes local municipalities.
And remember, like, so the worst messaging, or the most abhorrent and disgusting messaging we heard came from Tucker Carlson, right? So we saw Tucker Carlson talk about, hey, if you see a kid with a mask at school and you see that parent, he's actually urging people to go and to accost that parent or call the police on that parent for having that child wear a mask, because that's child endangerment. And this is where the rhetoric gets dangerous. This is where I think, McMaster, you've got so much other things on your table that you could, like, if you want to do the culture war shit, you can go so many other places. But to me, this, you talk about lowering the temperature, Tim Scott. How about you get your people back here, over here in the Palmetto State, to lower the temperature? Because these right-wing talking points, they always, now because of Trump, right? They've got a taste for blood, right? For carnage, American carnage, right? Remember that speech? They've got a taste for blood now. So they know that violence is an incentive to get what they want. They think that. They think and they feel so closely, that they feel so strongly that violence is the way to achieve political outcomes, desired political outcomes. And so I just think that the right, and I think Mitch McConnell knows that. I think your Liz Cheney's know that. I think your Josh Hawley's and them and Ted Cruz's don't give a fuck, because they're going to have the money and the means to survive, they think, to survive whatever happens, right? So this is really, it's sad for a governor our governor, to really go out on a limb about this, right? It's just, to me, and I get it, you're trying to, you've got a competitor who's come out and who's rolled out, so you have to come out and talk tough on the same day where Joe Cunningham's coming out to crack an IPA, a low calorie IPA, right? So I get it, right? Let me see if there's any major headlines outside of crime that we need to talk about. No, what? Wait, whoa. Oh, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is go over to WCBD, keep it local, get back to Charleston. Let's get back to the low country, WCBD, and see what we got there. Mississippi. What? Oh, I think we do the do-si-do with Mississippi in terms of like education. Oh, Tisha, you're going to have to send me that hyperlink, because I can't access it here. Okay, so WCBD, here we go. Let's look at their coverage. So we looked at Thomas Novelli's coverage. Let's look at it here.
Joe can win.
Oh God. Okay. So I think the line is weak sauce, but if he delivered it like this, Thomas Novelli, you buried the lead. Kyline's done sweated through his collar. Talking about Joe can win. Get that man a lozenge. God damn.
Former U.S. Congressman Joe Cunningham laying out his plan to try and beat Henry McMaster and become South Carolina's next governor. Tonight, he officially kicked off his campaign at a Charleston brewery in front of hundreds of supporters. This is Katie Turner was there, joins us live. Katie, Cunningham, he knows this is an uphill battle to become the next governor.
Yeah, Brendan, there hasn't been a Democrat in the governor's mansion in nearly 20 years, but Cunningham says he's up for the challenge. Known for reaching his hand across the aisle and offering a beer.
Oh my God, yo. Oh. Oh my God. I'm tired of party tricks.
The next governor of South Carolina will be our own.
Again, representation. That's going to be, I want to hear the policies.
Joe Cunningham.
Joe Cunningham kicking off his campaign tour in a fitting location.
Let me first say thank you to Tradesman Brewing Company for having us tonight and for providing our community with good jobs and great beer.
So I got an interesting story to tell, because do I have it in my phone still? I might not. But I was at Joe Cunningham's first kickoff when he ran for Congress in Mount Pleasant. And just to compare the two, and no, you kind of can't compare the two, because he had won that race and ultimately went to Congress, lost his reelection bid. Now he's running for governor. But I remember, like, and if y'all were there, a lot of y'all who were with Indivisible, y'all were there in Mount Pleasant. I forgot the name of the restaurant, but it was by that Baskin Robbins off of what's that, Sawyer, I think, or whatever. Ben Sawyer, right? And he was in an Italian restaurant. He had his wife there, and had her open up for him, and I remember she stood barefoot on a chair, and it was a real cramped and crowded Italian eatery. And I'm just thinking back to that moment, because I was right there front row, live streaming it and taking pictures. And I just remember, like, it's just a different tone. I am not going to get messy with his marital status. I'm not getting messy with that. If something comes out that's publicly disclosed in a paper, I will read it. I probably will make a face. I probably will grunt and groan, but I'm not interested in his personal life like that. But it looks like there has been a break with that. So I think some of y'all have intimated that. Again, y'all be in my DMs with some salacious stuff. But just again, talking about tone and the difference between being that unknown candidate, unknown quantity, and now I'm going for his, muscle, his favorite trick, which is brewery, beer, babies, air horns, rinse, repeat, right? Prop City. Oh, I got another nickname.
Across the Palmetto State, stopping in every county.
Y'all watch The Wire? I don't know, Brandy. I don't know if our homegirl cousin Sarah is watching. But if y'all watch The Wire, y'all know Prop Joe. Even though Joe Cunningham is not Prop Joe, he's Prop Joe. But we'll stick with Broham. But Prop Joe's a good second runner-up for a nickname for Joe Cunningham.
To share his vision of energizing South Carolina.
Omar coming.
This pandemic amplified every shortcoming
that'd be me.
that exists in our state.
He says South Carolina's people are begging for solutions to close the Charleston loophole, revitalize small businesses, and provide affordable health care to thousands.
And as we turn the page from this pandemic and work to emerge healthier, safer, and stronger, it is clear that we need a change from the failed
I think if you're going to kick off at a brewery, take off the jacket.
leadership that got us here.
And I'd get another cut. I'd get another cut. I'm looking at Facebook chat. I'd get a slimmer cut. I'd lean in. If you're going to go for the props,
In the first place.
you need to get on that Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo look.
Cunningham's former political opponents know running against current Governor Henry McMaster is no easy task.
I wish him all the luck in the world. That's what elections are.
Ew. All right, going to the comment section on Twitch. Good morning, Justin. Nowhere near as clever. Exactly. You're right. That's why I'm hesitant to give him that nickname. We'll stay with Broham, because that's not even like a bad name. But see, not having his wife is not going to get you right. Well, Nancy Mace, I don't know, Kia, because they let Nancy Mace, she got divorced. And she concocted the single mom thing, and you can see Joe kind of doing a little bit of that, flirting a little bit with that thing. He's not a single dad, but he got the little nugget out there with him in a lot of ads and whatnot, right? So, Joe will bring out that little baby, that curly top.
For and it's great to live in a country that's free and you can run for literally any office that you want to.
Joe can win!
But Cunningham and his supporters say McMaster's time is up.
Joe can win because Joe is effective.
No, he not. He literally lost. He lost to a cardboard cutout.
As a freshman, he got 2 bills signed into law by a Republican president.
He didn't. Interesting.
It's not supposed to happen. But Joe Cunningham is different.
Raising a glass to the journey ahead.
Shut up, Kia.
And the
I see
promise
you.
of doing things differently.
This is going to be a campaign that y'all can be proud of. We're going to be honest, we're going to be blunt, and we're going to have some fun.
At a brewery. I need Joey and Sean, the up and coming city vibes guys. I'm going to need them to do a parody of this. Y'all did a parody of the other election stuff. y'all need to get Joey, what's his name? Joey Thompson. Get them to do a parody of this, the brewery part. Just stick on the brewery part. Like, you don't even gotta go in on him. You can make him a nonpartisan kind of caricature. Man, but the up and coming City Vibes guys gotta do a parody of this. For real. Please. You said that's that food in DC, right? She living in her office, right? Drinking vodka, eating candy. What did she say to ABC News? Eating chocolate. So that's why her face might be a little.
Two other Democrats have filed to run for governor. Reporting live in studio.
Thank you, Tisha.
Count on two.
Tisha, thank you so much for I got you. Damn shit. Oh, not just you. Thank you, Tisha, and thank you for communicating 2 ways. I appreciate you. All right, let's back out of there. Oh God, my ears. R.I.P. earbuds. Let me see what else we got here. CPD fentanyl increase. What? Huh. Okay, we'll dig into that. Look at Ivy. Shout out Ivy. Ivy Hill. She's a friend to the fund. She's a friend to Cypress Fund, my employer. Excuse me, I misgendered Ivy. Pardon me. Ivy. They, them. I misgendered Ivy. My bad. Shout out to Ivy though. Friend to the fund. My apologies. My sincere apologies though. Let me see. Okay, so I wanted to try to let's do the opening. What time is it? 8:30. All right, we're gonna get to the I think we're gonna get to the Ahmaud Arbery story. I really want to get on that. Yeah, that was just kind of devastating for me. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, Kia, I know you mentioned yesterday, I think Joy Reid's coverage of that, so we'll get into Joy in a second. What was I gonna just do? Let me get to, okay, gotcha. Real quick. All right. I wanted to open up with CBS this morning. They did an open in 60 seconds. Shout out. Oh, thank y'all for the subs. I appreciate y'all. Y'all making me feel so special. I appreciate y'all. Okay, we're going to get into start from last watch. I think I rewinded it, around it. We'll see. So we're going to just jump into some CBS this morning real quick.
Handyman. We do all sorts of home maintenance and repair work and stand behind our workmanship with it.
Real quick, Rajon, you asked in Facebook if you're still watching what other Dems have filed. We think Justin and Mia might get there soon. That's the word on the street, is Justin and Mia.
Good morning to you and welcome to CBS This Morning. It's Thursday, April 29th, 2021. That's Anthony Mason. That's Tony DeCopa. I'm Gail King. We are so ready to go. President Biden says now is the time to act to create a better America as we emerge from a time of crisis. We'll have highlights from his big speech last night to Congress and reaction from both sides of the aisle.
The FBI raids the home and office of Rudy Giuliani as part of a criminal investigation. Why President Trump's former personal attorney could be in serious legal jeopardy over his dealings with Ukraine.
A CBS News investigation finds disturbing evidence of criminality among elite Navy SEALs.
Wow.
We spoke to current and former SEALs who say they've seen evil within their own ranks.
And Elliot Page talks to Oprah for his first TV interview since coming out as transgender.
Look at Elliot.
We'll share an exclusive part of their conversation.
Looking forward to that. But first, here's today's eye-opener. It's your world in 90 seconds.
After just 100 days, I can report to the nation, America is on the move again.
The President of the United States offering a bold new plan with trillions of dollars
I see you, D.
in new spending.
The actions of the president and his party are pulling us further and further apart.
Federal agents raided the apartment and office of Rudy Giuliani over his actions in Ukraine.
The development is very disturbing for those of us who count Mayor Giuliani as a friend.
I wouldn't even say that.
The judge has ruled against releasing body cam video of the shooting of Andrew
Devastating.
Brown Jr.
Devastating.
This video should be
released as quickly as possible.
A federal grand jury has indicted 3 men for hate crimes related to the
As
death
they
of
should.
Ahmaud Arbery last year in Georgia.
All that?
Bryce Harper hit in the face with
Nice.
a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Everything came back okay.
And all that matters.
Citizen Kane no longer 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes
All right.
because they found a negative review.
Love Citizen Kane, Rosebud, all that, right? All right. I want to just get in that first 60 seconds because it talked about a lot of the news that's on the radar. So we're going to hop into this Joy and Reed piece. We had Danielle Brown talking. This is not Ahmaud Arbery. We talked with Danielle Brown, who was boots on the ground, Black Voters Matter in North Carolina, talking about what's going on in Elizabeth City. As you saw in that first 60 seconds of CBS this morning, the judge has, it's crazy because law enforcement, all these different agencies, all are not on the same page, but ultimately a judge came out and was like, no, we're not releasing the body cam footage. I want us to keep that in mind as we talk about and navigate body cam and dash cam footage that we're not entitled to, and talk about, I think we need to keep that in mind. And that's something that, so Joe Cunningham, so I don't just come out here and talk about things so y'all can kiki and laugh and we can make nicknames. Hopefully y'all are taking some of the things y'all learn, and some of y'all have, right? Y'all call, y'all go out there, y'all show me selfies and y'all doing things or screenshots of how you corresponded with elected officials. Hopefully you're taking some of the regional conversation about what it looks like to hold police law enforcement accountable. Hopefully you're taking some of those nuggets and you're actually picking up the phone or typing a letter, an email to elected officials. But also too, I'm gonna give Joe his moment to like bask in the whole brewery shit and like crack a brew, kick back, all that stuff. But this is the stuff we need to start pressing Joe on. Okay, so it's great talk about more jobs and talk about teachers and all of that and creating jobs and healthcare and all that other stuff. But we also need to talk about the things that we need to repair here, right? And so this is again part of the Black agenda that Joe Cunningham and anyone running for office has to rise to that moment. And that's why I do want to see a candidate of color emerge and run for governor. I think it's to me, the fact that Joe has taken a lot of this oxygen and has come out and now he's assuming the role of front runner for the Democratic Party. I think that's a disservice to Black voters who literally, this state's Black voters literally change the course and the trajectory of national politics. And so for there not to be a serious conversation, and for our state party leadership in terms of the Democratic Party leadership, for them not to come out in front and be more aggressive about what they're going to do to make this party more diverse and reflect the power, and to celebrate and to continue to build upon the power that is browner. This is a browner state. Not all brown people vote Democratic. We get that. But there's huge political power here in Black communities. And for us not to have a candidate of color emerge for governor, this is a slap in the face. So I'm gonna need Joe Cunningham. A good thing talking about nurses and all that good stuff, teachers and stuff. And I'm not downplaying that. Y'all know I'm pro healthcare workers. But I'm saying that's easy. People feel good about lifting that up. What's hard? Talking about the body cam legislation. What's hard? Talking about why we don't have access to these body cams, right? And when we see what's going on nationally, it's not going to stop. The cops will kill another Black person, another brown person. It will keep happening. We're seeing these things happen over and over again from coast to coast. It's hard for me to even keep up. So this is what I hope y'all do. Y'all watch me. We have fun, kiki. But next time, if you go to one of these kickbacks with Joe Cunningham, make sure you ask him tough questions. Push him left. Captain Saber Joe's, push him left. That's all I need you to do. Apply a little pressure.
I want to also note for you really quickly to stay with you, Paul, for just a moment. We do now know that the Georgia men who killed Ahmaud Arbery are going to be charged with hate crimes. 3 Georgia men, they were indicted today by a federal grand jury in the Southern District of Georgia, charged with hate crimes and the attempted kidnapping of Ahmaud Arbery. The indictment also charges 2 of the men with separate counts of using firearms during that crime of violence. What's the significance of that? Because one of these men is a former police officer, too.
Jesus.
Yeah, so the significance, Joy, is that race matters, and race will be an issue in this case. In other cases, like the Chauvin trial, where everybody knows race is an important factor, it doesn't come up. So I think this will give the victim's family some resolution, some, if not closure, at least acknowledgement that one reason that Mr. Arbery was killed is because he is Black.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's
It's undeniable, right? I think it's undeniable. Let's get to the Andrew Brown. Let's see what we got here. Andrew Brown. And I'm going to we'll just do this. Let's see what we got here. A day ago, CNBC. Why is CNBC covering it? Okay, let's go here. Right here.
Confidentiality is necessary at this point to protect an active internal and criminal investigation. Or
Get out of here. They always hide behind this.
The court therefore finds that
Thank you,
cause does not
Rajon.
exist for granting the petition.
Real quick, I'm gonna hop over. Rajon, you still watching? Thank you for speaking up in the chat. You're saying, just like you mentioned earlier, there needs to be mutual messaging within the party. Yeah, last night's president, right, let me open it up. Okay, last night President Biden made a case that white supremacy is the number one source of domestic terrorism, right? The Democratic Party needs to, exactly, there you, see, look at you get it, exactly. And y'all know, y'all get this like so easy. Where's the consistent messaging when going back to the whole Joe thing in terms of pushing Joe forward, pushing him to be a better candidate? Like why isn't there no statewide messaging from the Democratic Party on these issues? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like why we come out of a monumental election season and we're not talking about this. And for Joe, I don't know if he did. You tried it out, Kylon, but I don't know if you talked on criminal justice issues, but you gotta figure it, especially when you're in front of Buckra, you in front of a sea of Buckra, you're gonna need to find a way to make this an important issue with that voting block. You will, and there's a way to do it. Here's the cheat code. Here's the cheat code for all Dems fumbling over like, oh, I don't want to talk about race and police violence because it's going to alienate them with those property owning, waterfront property owning rich people who donate. This is your cheat code. And Tim Scott already gave you the cheat code. Body cams. Now, do I want him to be substantive on it? Yes. Do I understand though that there are limitations to what he can say? Absolutely. Just like I said for Tim Scott, I don't want Tim Scott to come out here looking like I don't want Tim Scott to come out here looking like Ric Flair and like, whoo, like I'm just this and I'm that and my hair's on fire. No, I want him to be authentic in his messaging. But same thing with Joe Cunningham, be authentic. I know there's limitations, but you have to find a way to talk about this issue in a way that doesn't threaten the people that you're trying to go after and covet, right? That's just my suggestion. There's a whole bunch of things. I know that might sound problematic to people, but if I was advising him and I'm trying to get this motherfucker to win, I understand that I'm going to have to make some concessions, right? I can't be self-indulgent and with my wish list, right? So there is a way, there's strategy. There is a way for him to keep his appeal, to maintain his appeal to either that centrist, whatever that is, that voter that really doesn't exist, that moderate white male that doesn't exist, but whatever. Like they gonna keep telling us they do. It's really just you're conservative. Just they're conservative white men with money. There's a way to make an appeal to them and to maintain that appeal and do things like body cams. Talk about that and talk about what's going on. Shit, look at some of this investigative reporting coming from the Post and Courier. Look at where there's waste. Look at where there's flat out there's just flat undeniable criminality, unethical behavior, corruption, all of that. This stuff that's been proven. You got a sheriff right now about to go to jail, federal jail, real jail, right? It's a way for you to see. You could even tie in that. Go for the easy shit. The sheriff's departments and whatnot that are already on, that we've seen already trip up and fall. And talk about how we need to make that right. There's a way for you to talk about criminal justice without alienating the base. I think you have to have courage, and you have to have a team that's going to push for that. And then you have to have a fucking party, a state party that has some gumption to actually make this a priority as well. Because I'm tired of seeing what's going on in Elizabeth City. I'm tired of seeing what's going on in Minneapolis. I'm tired of seeing what's going on in almost every single state in this country in terms of black people dying at the hands of law enforcement. And then within a Democratic Party in a southern state, we're not even talking about it. There's no one talking about it at all, right? Unless Faden Santana is going to make that something he's going to talk about. I think he has, and as he's accepted his chairmanship position. with the party, with the Charleston Dems.
Media petitioners, and therefore that petition is respectfully denied by the court.
Fuck you.
A North Carolina judge ruling the body cam video of Andrew Brown Jr.'s death should not be released to the media.
Okay, Jessica, you wrote this, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right, Democrats here don't expect to win. I just don't see energy and resolve here. They don't. And that's the thing. Like, with the Captain Stable Joes, y'all don't even know what game y'all playing. So half the time, like, Jamie Harrison did not expect to win. He expected to make some inroads. I said this to, I think, Justin, I said this to you in a DM chat that we had. He was supposed to strengthen the ticket, strengthen the party, right? Bring in a lot of funds to strengthen the party and all that other stuff. And he brought in a lot of money, y'all. So that's the other part too. The coffers should be overflowing. But Jamie knew he wasn't going to win. He knew he wasn't going to be. Now it might have looked like it because of the fundraising, and even Lindsey was shook. All right, because he was getting out fundraised, but like he knew he wasn't going to win, and so. A lot of us don't know that. A lot of us voters haven't reconciled with that we have, it's kind of like, I worked in retail, right? It's kind of like having a loss leader, right? It's kind of like lowering the price on this one popular item, and you know you're not making a profit on it. Like there's no margins there, or very little, but you know it brings people in. It's like Trader Joe's with $2 Chuck. You ain't really making no money off $2 Chuck, but you're getting people in the door, and then so that's a loss leader, right? And so I think that's how the Democrats, to me, they remind me of like James Smith and Joe Cunningham feel like loss leaders. But then again, there's no other strategy to strengthen the party to actually build power, right? Trav didn't even find a nominee to run for agricultural secretary or commissioner the last election, 2018. Like, you're not even trying to build the party out to be strong. You're not even trying to shake these trees at these colleges. You're not even on these campuses like that. You're not even at Clemson. You're not in the upstate. You're not in the Midlands on these campuses trying to get these students out here and build them to be better Dems and whatnot. You're not even trying. All y'all trying to do is angle for when that next primary come in 4 years, 3 years now, when that next primary come, how you can get the photo op, how you can be the moderator at the town hall. Like y'all are just heavily entrenched and invested in maintaining the status quo. Period. Okay, D, you over on Facebook now. You said the reporter mentioned 2 other Dems filing, but didn't mention their names. Or just that Clyburn, they spoke to Clyburn. If you talk about what I mentioned the other day, they spoke to Clyburn. So I don't know about filing, but they spoke to Clyburn. I didn't see any news on anyone filing, because that would have broke. And I'm thinking it's Mia McLeod and Justin Bamberg. That's my guess. But I might be wrong. All right, let me see. Don't have Jessica again, just to kind of put a button on what you wrote. Energy resolved there. They've got liberal transplants pouring in here. Absolutely. But no candidates to feel good about. Absolutely. You got it. You nailed it. And not only that, you do have more diversity here. And while again, not all black and brown people vote Democratic, you got more often than not, they're going to at least lean a little left. So like, and no one's taking advantage of, like, we just saw the census apportionment data was released, right? We just saw the data released from the Census Bureau, and it talked about how big the state has grown. And I can't wait to kind of like look at that data and really take a closer look at how it breaks down demographically. With those, you don't hear anyone talking about that apportionment data, and like, okay, outside of redistricting, you don't see anyone talking about that apportionment data and what that really means for the political landscape here. And that lack of imagination and that lack of zeal and energy around that's the problem. That's my major gripe with them. So they can dismiss me as a bridge burner and an asshole, but y'all know I'm right when I'm telling y'all are not bringing the right analysis. Y'all are not giving what y'all supposed to give. Can we stop quoting Rolling Ray? All right. Okay. $2 Chuck. And nobody feels good about drinking $2 Chuck. They like it though. They get in there for it. I cook with it. I think I cook with it. Yeah. Here we go. Let's keep playing.
Brown was shot and killed
We're gonna wrap up by 9
a week ago while they were trying to serve an arrest warrant. NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald is in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Megan, the media, the public won't get to see that footage right now, but Andrew Brown Jr.'s son and his immediate family will.
Real garbage,
Why?
Jessica, real
what else
garbage.
did the judge say about keeping those 4 videos confidential?
So, Allison, this all comes down to North Carolina state law, which allows for the next of kin and for the attorney that is licensed in the state of North Carolina to view that body camera video.
Yes.
And so we know that that's going to take place over the next 10 days.
Will it be redacted?
As far as the media is concerned, the judge made a couple of points here. He says he doesn't want this video to be released right now. One, because he's concerned about the identity of the deputies in that video being disclosed to the public.
And then you see what happened over in Columbus, Ohio, and that mayor and that city council being very forthcoming, saying, "Hey, no, we really gonna give you all transparency because you're not going." Basically, and you can see what the mayor's doing, like he ain't doing law enforcement no favors. But it's probably the smart thing to do, right? So Columbus, we saw with the Ma'Khia Bryant murder, we saw the city council and the mayor say, nope, we ain't hiding behind this, nope, and we got a problem. What? This our fifth kid? This the fifth child we killed since 2013? Oh no, Columbus, Ohio. Oh no, we gonna release that. We're not playing. We're not covering up for this shit no more. Y'all, we gonna put this out in the public, and we're not gonna hide anymore. North Carolina, there's no reason why the judge shouldn't have, you worried about the identity of the police. Well, I'm worried about the family, and I'm worried about the family being able to get justice. And see, you see where the priorities lie. He's worried about the police identity, which more often than not, these police, they go home on admin leave. They've got pay. They can retire, get their pension. If not that, they'll get fired, but they'll get a GoFundMe, $500,000 easy. We see it with the soldier in Colombia, even though that's not a law enforcement official. You get what I'm saying, right? Kyle Rittenhouse got mad donations, right? Major donations and gifts. Him and his trashy ass family, right? Go off to other municipalities in neighboring states or neighboring counties and get another law enforcement job. I wouldn't worry too much about the police officer there, Judge.
Concerned that the release of this would compromise the integrity of the investigation. And if this case does go to trial, he said there's a concern that this could potentially prejudice the jury, Allison.
What's so funny is, though, y'all, keep an eye out. I watched Roland Martin last night before I went to sleep. Keep an eye out for that footage getting leaked out regardless, because the cops went to some of the houses in the area of the shooting and removed the doorbell cameras, took the Ring doorbell videos off of people's houses, took them with, and now it's being reported that it's not clear whether or not the residents gave permission, and none of the law enforcement agencies that were involved with removing surveillance cameras from actual property, none of them are telling who has it. No one's saying, oh, we got it, we took it, right? They fumbled this from the jump, but it's a Ring doorbell. It ain't a VHS camera. It's whatever was captured on that Ring doorbell is in the cloud somewhere. So I have a feeling the judge won't release shit. Somebody might release that shit. The family might get their hand. The lawyers representing the families might get in there and get that footage out the cloud, and that'll be that. Because I think they got one landlord saying we don't know where the camera at and we didn't get permission. So this is where the judge is messing up too. You can go ahead and hide and redact and blur out faces and all that stuff that they're doing right now. You can go ahead and do that. But the truth is going to come out, and it's usually somebody who y'all didn't think was there, a cell phone camera, and now with the proliferation of doorbell cameras and whatnot, cops, y'all not going to be able to hide no more. This is why I always made the argument, I don't need the cops to wear body cams, right? I'm going to need more cameras on the cops. And I'll be damned if a cop walked up to my door and took my... And what kind of stuff is that? Why would you even take a Ring doorbell camera? Why would you take it? It's in the cloud, boo. It ain't in the microchip in there. And then, don't those doorbell cameras have GPS tracking in there? So somebody gonna find that camera you took. They bumble and stumble all the time. And y'all think this is not a movie. This ain't Ocean's 11. Is not, y'all not doing anything. No. Y'all not as smart as y'all think y'all are, right? All right, I'm gonna get off. I got 6 minutes. I'm gonna get off the other top headline, careening in a car. Y'all know. Switch up gear before I say bye. Let's just get to the Rudy Giuliani. His son Andrew was out there looking a hot mess, trying to be Trump Jr. Let's just play the CNBC.
Today, the feds came knocking on Rudy Giuliani's door.
I forgot.
FBI
Step is over here now.
Agents executing search warrants at Giuliani's apartment and law office in Manhattan, seizing his computers and electronics. A source close to Giuliani tells us the feds were at the apartment about 45 minutes, escorted up by the building's doorman. According to this source, Giuliani says he also turned over 2 laptops, 2 cell phones, and 2 iPads that he claimed were not working. It's a clear sign that the former president's personal attorney could be in serious legal jeopardy, and that federal investigators are ramping up their probe of Giuliani's dealings with Ukraine. Giuliani's attorney released a statement just a short time ago denying that his client did anything wrong.
Okay.
He writes in part, Mr. Giuliani respects the law and he can demonstrate that his conduct as a lawyer and a citizen was absolutely legal and ethical. Josh Gerstein is a senior legal affairs reporter for Politico. Josh, thanks. This investigation's been going on since 2019.
Now, I will say that
there's a reason for this delay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of this is just investigative work, Shep, but you're correct that there appears to have been a power struggle of some sort.
Yeah, Barr slow walked that for a reason. Let's look at this fool right here.
We'll go from here.
Giuliani's son.
Mind you, I'm speaking as a son and a concerned American.
What is he doing?
Anybody, any American.
He must have saw Don Jr. like, yo, I want a piece of that.
Whether you were red or blue.
Shut the fuck up. Your dad is a hot mess. A hot mess who played himself on camera multiple times. Unforced errors.
We'll go from here. Mind you, I'm speaking as a son and a concerned American.
Why is he grimacing?
Anybody, any American, whether you were red or blue,
I see you,
should be extremely disturbed by what happened here today, by the continued politicization of the Justice Department. This is disgusting. This is absolutely absurd. And it's the continued politicization of the Justice Department.
Started under the Trump administration.
And it has to stop. If this can happen to the former president's lawyer, this can happen to any American. Enough is enough. The only piece of evidence that they did not take up there today was the only piece of incriminating evidence that is in there.
Here we
and
go.
It does not belong to my father. It belongs to the current president's son.
The fuck out of here. So you got you got Hunter Biden's laptop up there or whatever, and they ain't take it. It's because your dad is out there doing brazy stuff with the Ukraine dude, and this started under Barr and them. You can't make this about Joe Biden, and that's what. So they sent Andrew out here to do this shit right here, right? They sent Andrew out here to do this and put the focus back on Hunter. That Hunter shit. It ain't hitting like it used to. Now, the Hunter Biden thing ain't hitting. Dude done came out. I'm gonna just say this, and this is not me being mean or insensitive to anyone who's a recovering addict, but Hunter Biden came out and just, you felt sorry for Hunter Biden. He looked like a man that's trying to piece himself together. He talked about his crack habits. He talked about doing crack. I didn't know he was doing crack, y'all. Right? This dude was in the gutter. Messy. Messing around with his dead brother's wife. Messy. Marrying a woman after 30 days, I think, of courtship. Like, Hunter Biden is not this big, malicious, scary figure. He is a son struggling with addiction, and all that press he did for his book, all it did was make you more sympathetic for Hunter. So this Hunter thing ain't gonna hit, especially when this investigation started under Barr, and there's a reason why Barr slow walked this. I'm assuming because I think Barr just gave him an assist, right? I think that's clear because Barr could have came out and killed this already, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is, that's it. Those are the two things. Like it's not like this is not a Biden thing. This is not a grievance. This is not an axe to grind. This is, your dad was out here fumbling and bumbling and stumbling on camera in the Borat movie, up there in the Four Seasons landscaping by the adult bookstore. Your dad, it played himself, but they sent him out here to do this dirty work. I would be mad. Dad would have to give me a lot more in my inheritance for me to go out there and risk my integrity.
That's all I have to say. Any questions, you can refer to his lawyer.
And the other thing too, it's hard for me to find sympathy when your raids were on Madison Avenue and Park Avenue, whatever those, like, it's hard for me to find sympathy for, you on Madison Ave and Park Avenue. Like, it's hard for me to find a lot of sympathy with you on that. I don't know about that. Tax the ultra wealthy. That's all I got to say about that. All right. I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you, Rajon. Oh, man, I appreciate you. for just chiming in the chat. Man's out here looking like the dude from the Matrix. Yeah, chasing Neo. He do. Barr gave him lead time for sure. But I think Barr knew something was going on. Like, there's certain things that Barr, like, he wasn't about to go to jail behind no mess, and he wasn't about to get caught up in nothing. And there's certain things that Barr knew were wrong. That's why he that's why he fell out of favor with Trump at the end. So I think this was one of the things they fell out of. When Rudy Giuliani was going off the rails and having all these hotel room hearings that were just in a hotel room ballroom, I think when Giuliani started really becoming a caricature and a laughingstock, that's when people within the cabinet was like, I'm not risking my career, I'm not risking my political ambitions for this fool. And I think that Barr made sure, like, didn't compromise. I don't know. I don't want to guess too much, but anyway, his daughter can't even stand him. That's the other part. Messy family, and he married his cousin. Like, over it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Remember, tomorrow at 8, we got Fernando coming by. Fernando Soto Golden is coming by to talk about a lot of things. So tomorrow at 8, please tune in. Thank you so much for rocking with me last night, this morning. I appreciate y'all last night, and thank you for the dude, what's his name? Eric V, who rated me last night. I got a few followers last night. I got rated 2 times in one day. I'm loving what Twitch is turning out to be. And that's why I came here, because of the community. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all go start y'all day. Have a great day, y'all. I appreciate you. Bye.